So we all think that Zack Snyder is going to film additional photography for the Snyder Cut. But what if I told you he wasn't?
But I have seen it, so
I've
seen the Snyder Cut, so.
So what does that mean? Because the effects aren't done. Like you've seen his assemblage of footage and alternate takes, etc.
Oh, do you think Zach couldn't finish it? You don't think he?
I don't know. You tell me. He's finished.
I mean, listen, man. Next question, bro.
What's going on, my DC fans, and welcome back to another episode. Okay, everybody, a lot of interesting stuff happened this past Friday and this past weekend, so let's just jump right into it. Right on the top of the list is Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon put out a tweet kind of using the hashtag release of Snyder Cut, but he was kind of making fun of it. He didn't use the whole hashtag. He used part of it and added some D word in there. I don't even know how to say it, so I'm not even going to try. But hence making fun of release of Snyder Cut. That dude has no room to talk. He's already been canceled, and yet he comes out and says something like that. And putting out a tweet like that, you know the Snyder Cut movement was going to come after him. And this dude just like went on a straight blocking rampage. Of all the comments below, he pretty much blocked everyone that was talking like about the Snyder Cut. Which honestly, I would wear that as a badge of honor. But dude, I don't care if the studio made you do it or whatever. You were a part of that mess, and it just wasn't a good look for you. And instead of saying, you know, I tried, or the studio put me up against it and said I had to get this movie done in 6 months, you haven't said any of that. I guess maybe you're trying to save face, but yeah, at the end of the day, I don't have much respect for Joss Whedon, and just him doing stuff like that is just, you know, shows his true colors. Next thing, Rotten Tomatoes. They put out a tweet the other day. And again, this is all great publicity for the Snyder Cut, no matter what, no matter which way you see it. A site like Rotten Tomatoes, Twitter account, they put out, it wasn't necessarily a poll, but they said, you know, what alternate cut of a movie would you like to see? And it was apparently something to do with the Sonic. There's a Sonic cut where his teeth are different or something. I forget what they called it, the Sonic teeth cut or something. Then there's this one going around about the movie Cats, where that's more of like less a joke, where apparently I guess they CGI'd out all the buttholes in the cats. Then they said that, and then they had the Snyder Cut. And I don't know if they were making fun of it, but again, they put it out there and they said, which movie would you guys like to see? Of course, everyone's going to say the Snyder Cut. Are you kidding me? Cats was horrible. Never saw it. No one wanted to see it. Sonic, on the other hand, I heard was pretty good and was doing very well financially. But yeah, again, everyone's talking about the Snyder Cut, and the movement that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. The more people that know about it, the better. And so when Rotten Tomatoes wants to put out something like that, that's good for the movement, no matter what. Okay, now we have the Stunt Coordinator. There was a Screen Rant article where, not sure who, but they talked to the Stunt Coordinator of Justice League. And they were Zach's stunt coordinator for the scenes, and then I think they were Joss Whedon's stunt coordinator. And they also did some stuff for, I guess, the latest Star Wars movie. And I forget the woman's name, but she said that she knows a bunch of people that have seen the Snyder Cut. And then when asked about her, you know, if she was going to see it, she said, well, I saw the theatrical cut of the movie. And then I called up Zach and I was like, hey, you know, I'm hearing about your cut of the movie. You know, is this real, whatever? And Zach was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I want to see it. And he said, okay, anytime you're in LA, you know, just stop on by and I'll show it to you. Again, we know the cut is done and ready to go, but it's just nice to see how many people have seen it. It's kind of frustrating the way too. Like, oh my God, these people are so lucky that they've seen this movie. They've seen this golden movie that we all are fighting for and been fighting for going on 3 years now. It just shows us how complete this movie is. I know he wants to do additional photography, he wants to do touch-ups, whatever, but this movie is done, ready to go, ready to ship. So we don't know when this movie is going to drop, and it can drop any minute, it can drop any month. That's the beauty of the whole thing. You know, some people might think it's going to be 10 years. Some people, like me, think it could be next week. You just never know. So it's ready to go. It's ready to be shipped out, no matter how they release it. So again, hold on to your seatbelts because it's coming. It's just a matter of when, and I simply believe 2020 is the year. There was an AT&T commercial that I saw Saturday morning. A whole bunch of people saw it. It's like a 30-second teaser commercial, and it's like a promo for AT&T TV or something along those lines. What it's doing is it's showing all these famous, I guess, celebrities, actresses, sports figures like LeBron James is in there, and they're all voice commanding what they want to see on the TV, and they're all going through like the movies or shows they want to see. It gets to the very last person, and he says Batman versus Superman, and then it's something along the lines that Jeffrey Warfield pointed out to me was they said a classic of a classic. This again is a huge deal for the movement, for what AT&T is doing. Like I said before, AT&T is going to release this movie. Why would you have BVS in that commercial? If BVS was so controversial, and you know, I don't think it did very well. The rating is like a Rotten Tomatoes score at all. I think the critics apparently hated it. It was like 30 or 40%, if that. But with that being said, a lot of the critics, the Ultimate Edition, they really enjoyed. They really loved the hell out of that. But again, this is just showing us, unless they're trolling this fan base, which I really don't believe they are, because you're losing more and more customers if you're just trolling us. You're starting to see that already. So they are going to, again, they're going to release this movie. It's just a matter of when, and it's a matter of, is Zack going to be able to finish his arc? And I truly believe he is. So everyone, thanks for sticking around. I just wanted to go through all of those points. But the last one, which you all are probably here for, is it all kind of talks about the Snyder Cut, honestly, everything I've talked about so far. But this right here is huge. Let's go back to 214 minutes of the Snyder Cut. This is something I picked up that Alexander Khan, he mentioned in my last live stream, and he talked about the 214 minutes, how additional photography could change that number. And it got me thinking, 214 has been such a big number for this movement. Zack has, even when he showed the canisters, it said 214 minutes. That movie right now, as is, that's how long it is. So we know that he wants to film additional photography, but a bunch of people, we don't know what it is. We can assume, but some people have said, and I think this makes a lot of sense as well, it's kind of like an end credit scene, possibly. And that's where I think this is going. Because if you add one more minute to that movie, and it's 215 minutes long, that changes everything. It's not the 214-minute cut anymore. Now it's 215 minutes. Now maybe Zack doesn't care about that anymore. Maybe before that's how long his movie was, but now he's been given the money or the chance to expand his movie, make it longer, add additional touch-ups to the movie. Maybe he doesn't care about that anymore, and that can simply be the case. But if 214, he's strong on the 214, this is going to be something in the end credit scenes. And this goes back to, this movie is ready to go. This movie is ready to put out there on the shelves for people to watch, people to buy. And I simply believe that because of what I heard, that 214 minutes going to stay the length of the movie. That's how long this movie is going to be, and I don't think nothing's going to change that. So the additional photography, in my eyes, is going to be something an end credit scene, or unless he takes out certain elements from the movie, or takes out a couple scenes, or little snippets here or there, and then adds different stuff in the place of that. I don't know. But I think that it's just an end credit scene, to be honest with you. So anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. If you haven't checked it out, I did a live stream this past weekend with your boy Team Flame from Strong Arm Flicks and Jeffrey Warfield. And then we had a surprise guest, Fatal J, popped on. It was a great time. These guys, they dive in deep. I was in the rabbit hole, and the stuff they were coming up with, especially Jeffrey, he's got some great points and some great ideas, and you need to check it out. Talking about how he thinks the Ayer Cut's going to come out before the Snyder Cut. Makes a lot of sense. But yeah, definitely check it out. And again, guys, thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe, because it helps me, and in return, I can help you. And as always, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, new content's coming to you from Subjective Reviews. And thank you for watching.